Up that volume. Up that news. We'll sing together. Yeah.
George, I'm way shorter than you. Okay, now I got it. Okay. I think we're going to need to be a little louder than that. This is like a rock concert. So let's thank George Zip for actually doing the work of putting this together and getting these great bands for us. Thanks, George. Welcome to our second annual event. It's funny how we came upon putting this together. Just another casual conversation of how we wanted to do more for the people who sacrificed their time and family time and sometimes lives so we could live in the world that we live in. So this is an important event for us. In 2022, last year, we raised an astounding $20,000 through this event to support our local veterans through the Veteran Bowler to Veterans link. Those dollars are supporting programming at our local VA hospital. Actually, the VA hospital, where we are providing virtual reality content, like cutting edge stuff, and equipment for our veterans through the MyND that provides VR-based digital therapeutic experiences designed for our aging population, while also supporting, so importantly, food insecurities among a veteran population and for all individuals who need assistance. Want to, before I pass it on to next, want to thank Northfield Bank as a presenting partner today. So thank you, Northfield. Thank you. One other note, on your tables and on your chairs, you're going to have a sign that looks like this. There are also some markers there that we would like you to take and fill out and pay respects to, or in honor of, or as a thank you to any veteran you feel would like to bring attention to. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a little ceremony later. If you need multiples, there's plenty around. So without any further hesitation, I'd like to introduce our guest today. He currently serves as a co-host of Fox and Friends First. He frequently contributes to Fox and Friends, Gutfeld, Varney and Company, Outnumbered, and other shows on Fox and Fox Business. Let's welcome our friend, Todd Pyro, to Staten Island.
Thanks, Naz. And let's give a big shout out to Frank. He's running. He helps put this thing together. Not just helps, he kind of puts the thing together. He is Rab Lanes. Come on, we need more for Frank. Come on. Frank, raise your hand. I will not. Thank you. First of all, like you said, Naz, thank you for welcoming me to Staten Island. Since I took this job in May of 2017, I have met so many great people from across our great country, so many of them from Staten Island. And you think growing up across the river in Jersey, I would have met more of you, especially considering the fact that my parents moved to the shore. And let's face it, the Jersey Shore is Staten Island. So, wow, I got a rim shot. How cool is that? Love Staten Island, the most amazing people in this country. This is real America. And so, in addition to giving Frank a round of applause, give yourselves a round of applause for being real Americans. Like Naz said, I do work at Fox News. Who here still watches Fox? We all do. All right. Who here's up at 5 a.m.? Well, if you could, not this week because I'm on vacation starting tomorrow, but next week, tune in at 5 a.m. You'll get my musical stylings, you'll get my humor, and then maybe also get a little bit of news. The reason I'm here today is to be your MC, have fun with you. If you see me wandering aimlessly and you want your bowling scores to go lower, please invite me over. I would love to bowl with you. And so I'm excited to do that today. But let's realize the real reason that we are here. It is to honor our veterans. And I hate to say this, but we all well know that the people that fight and die for our country are ignored by the very country that they fought and died for. And so that's why it is incumbent upon every real American to take it upon themselves to honor the sacrifice of those brave men and women in uniform. You are doing it here today with your time and with your treasure. And I know the veterans of Staten Island thank you, and I thank you. So again, it's a cheap round of applause, but you've deserved it just by being here. So thank you all for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause. Because if we don't do it, nobody will. It does fall upon us. To that end, there are multiple opportunities to continue to help financially while we are here today. They include raffles available behind lanes 11 and 12, 10 for $10, a sheet of 25 for $20, $250 New York Lottery instant ticket raffle, $5 per ticket, and then of course the 50-50 money raffle, $10 per ticket. So if you can find it in your wallet, please make it so. With that, those brave men and women fought and died to honor our colors. I would like to introduce the FDNY Ceremonial Unit Color Guard to present the colors.
insane.
So we're live now. Doc Holliday just hit the stage. They're entertaining the crowd. We are here today to support our local veterans through the money that we're going to raise here. And so you too can be a part of that by visiting rabsway.org and make a contribution to help us support those. Last year, we raised $20,000 to support all of these programs. Nazareth, you talked about it a little bit earlier. With our partnership with the Boulders to Veterans Link, we're able to provide VR technology into the veterans home, the VR hospital where you can navigate the world.
Yeah, it's fortunate that the veterans have access to such advanced things, treatments, things that can actually help them in real time navigate some of the difficulties that they're going through. Ooh, watch out.
I don't want to see if to fall. Be careful. So not only that, helping local food pantries with food insecurities here. It's amazing what you find out when you talk with folks here in our own community that can need some help. And we're talking about our veterans. These are the folks that did so much for us. And you know what? Sadly, we're doing this because we have to. There's a void, and somebody else is not taking care of what they should be. So we're excited for this event and the things that we're doing. We've got a few guests that we're going to insert into the show. But Naz, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Frank, it's no secret that I've missed this. And I bug you constantly because I get fan mail, I get emails, texts. When are you guys coming back?
Well, this is a now we're in HD today. Special thanks to our friends at Gotham Trinity Productions for all of their work today. Not only are they here with our live set, they've been catching all the film today, which you saw a little preview of that. So thank you, Todd and team, for making that happen. We're not as privileged to always be in HD, which I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, that could not be a good thing. Correct. Keep it on the low, D.
But you will be seeing a little bit more of us in the coming weeks. We have some plans. There's a lot of things going on here at Rabs. We're doing some renovations, and so I think Naz and I are putting on some construction hats.
We are.
Inside looks.
Yeah.
Inside
looks.
Naz, let's start with forget about us. It's not really about us. We know that.
Correct. There's plenty of time to talk about.
There really is. So we kicked off our event with our second
Spit it out, Frank.
Veteran Hero of the Year award. And last year we had this opportunity to present this award to a dear friend of ours, Vito Giobbi, who does amazing work. And so this year we surprised this gentleman with this recognition. So come on in, Joe, put those on. Joe, we were just talking about this annual award and how we wanted to take the opportunity to recognize a veteran who gives back to our community in the things that they do. And so second year, we didn't tell you in advance. We just couldn't. We didn't want to. You've been here since day one. You have been a part of this event. Last year, you said, how can I help? How can I be a part? But you're doing so much with the South Shore Community Food Pantry, and it's expanded. And so, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hard work.
We want you to talk a little bit about the work that you started and do through this organization.
Well, we started back in 2019, just assisting at church, feeding the homeless Thursdays and Sunday nights. And then once the pandemic hit, the church closed and these homeless people were left without a place to go get a hot meal. So at that moment, I decided, you know what, we're going to find a way to provide hot meals for these homeless people. And that's how we started, serving hot meals on a Sunday afternoon. And then it progressed into a food pantry and then a drive-up food pantry, and then to the point where we were serving close to 500 people every time we did it. And now that food insecurity continues to grow, we're at 4 different locations throughout Staten Island. So it's been truly a blessing, and I thank God for everything that has happened to us, to be honest.
We're working on the sound, so I heard you. So 4 locations. Where are the 4 locations now?
So we have Tottenville High School location behind Tottenville High School football field. We have New Lane, which is a NYCHA housing project for 62 and over. And then we've partnered with St. John's Episcopal Church on Bay Street. And that's how we serve the Rosebank community. But we're also in Annandale on an honor system where we have a couple of benches. We open up twice a week and people can either donate or they can go and take what they need for their families at that location.
That's awesome. And it's a shame that this is something that we have to
We
do.
have to do, correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. I like I said, I always tell people this is a business that I wish went out of business tomorrow, but it really isn't. It's increasing and the need is just continuing to grow.
Yeah, and we also have locally, we have an organization that's out at Fort Wadsworth that's feeding our active military service, providing diapers and food for families that are on the base. So it's something that is needed here in our community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're truly grateful for all our donors and sponsors that we'll be able to continue to grow and provide whatever we can for the veterans and families on Staten Island.
You were surprised today.
Yeah, I was very surprised today.
Is it an inside look to what was running through your head?
I was like, wait a minute. They told me I wasn't going to be used until 4:15, and now I was like, what's going on here? So, after a while, once I saw what you had in your hand, I kind of put 2 and 2 together. I was like, okay. I'm sorry, but I'm just a humble guy. It's not about me. It's about the mission, and I'm not all about the accolades or anything like that. But I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate all that you do. Thank you for spending time with us today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And Joe is here. He's talking with people at the table. You put those right here.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Joe. We'll see you later. He's here talking. Oh, look up your foot. Sorry. Good catch. We're good.
We're good.
We're gonna have to. You're good. Thank you, Joe. Sorry. See, Naz, on our show, we don't have these fancy things, so you don't have to worry about those things.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what is that?
We're trying not to break your equipment.
We have an HDMI cable. That's about it.
Oh.
Well, those are the people, I believe, like Joe, that we look to recognize because everything he does is totally selfless. And like you said before, it's not about me, it's about the mission. So yeah, all props to him.
So Naz, we have another dear friend with us this afternoon.
We do. Am I going to be able to hear her this?
You should be able to. Let's see. This is a new one. Libby Fletcher. Libby, you've watched Live from Rabs during the pandemic.
Oh wait, did that plug come out?
Is that better?
No.
Oh, there's a plug here. Sorry. We're good. That was when Joe got up. So when we're raising the much needed funds for our veterans, we work with the Bowlers to Veterans Link, which is, and Olivia will talk a little bit about the Bowlers to Veterans Link. Last year we had Mary Harar here, the executive director, a good friend of bowling, with us. Today we have Naz and I's dear friend, who we know a long time. She is beating the streets, raising funds, hitting up local bowling associations, bowling centers. She is the BVL Association consultant, and we're so happy to have you. We know you've watched us during the pandemic, and look at it, you're here on the set with us
Here
today.
I am. This is great.
So Libby, thank you
Welcome.
for being here this weekend.
It's my pleasure. It's been such a great weekend. It's been nice to actually help and stuff bags and fold papers and everything that's needed. This is an amazing event. I can't believe what a great staff you have here at Rabs and how the people all come out to support our veterans. It's amazing.
Yeah, and one of the things we talk about a lot is the fact that we have this amazing community within a community. And you're no stranger to bowling and bowling centers and associations. You know damn well that every bowling center is very similar.
Yes.
And we're so lucky, and we really do preach and talk about it all the time, and how we have this community within a community.
Absolutely.
So, Libby, talk a little bit about BVL.
Okay.
Talk about the mission, what we do, and how much money we've raised in the last couple of years.
So what you raised or what we raised?
Oh no, we talked about us already.
Okay. So BBL, we're 80 years strong, and $56 million has been raised through the bowling industry and the community to take care of our veterans. And am I okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So anyway, so everybody out there does help whatever they need to do to raise funds. And what we want people to understand is the money that is raised here can stay here. BBL also supports many national programs, which we have money for based on all of the donations that come throughout the bowling associations, the bowling centers, the manufacturers, the Friends of Bowling. Everybody raises so many funds for us, and we support all the vet centers, the VA homes, anybody whose mission is to have recreational therapy for their veterans.
That's awesome. And if you follow anything that BBL does, you can see that. Next Saturday is National Bowling Day, and our friends at Strike 10 Entertainment Go Bowling and BBL are going to be at Fox and Friends in the morning. I believe there's a special presentation.
There's going to be a special presentation. Yeah, last year when we went to Fox and Friends, BBL donated $250,000 to the Vet Homes of America, and that money has helped to put VR, virtual reality, from Mind VR to over 60 different vet homes throughout the United States. I know this year we're going to have some special guests on Fox and Friends that are not even this high. They went back home from Junior Gold and they raised money based on their scores. So they're going to have a special trip to New York, and they're going to be on the lanes with Fox and Friends.
That's awesome.
That's great.
It is.
Great.
So we did put you to work this weekend. We thank you for all that you do.
My pleasure.
And if there's one thing you want to tell people out there about supporting our veterans, what is it?
Just do it. Just go donate, bbl.org. You can click on a link and donate anywhere, any of your bowling centers. Ask them to run some fundraising, especially in November, which is BBL Month in America. Talk to your association people and tell them you can rock it out like Rabs, or you can do something very small, but it's all for our veterans, and we thank you very much.
Thank you, Libby.
Thank you.
Libby.
Thank you.
Go enjoy the show.
I'm going to go dance.
I'll be right with you.
She's been dancing. She's been enjoying every bit of that. Naz, what's running through your head right now?
I'm just so happy how today turned out. I mean, we had a nice turnout. I usually don't like walk-ins, but I mean, we knew we had a decent crowd coming, but the amount of people that walked in today was a lot, which is great. I mean, I'm all about it, but you try to prepare as much as you can, and you always feel like, oh, I just missed something, one thing.
You know what? Only 2 years in, looks very different this year. All the lanes are going,
Absolutely.
and it's really cool.
I'm very, very, very happy.
Yeah,
with
there
that.
really are no words for some of that, but we really couldn't do it without all the
All the
support.
help and all volunteers.
Yeah. It's funny, Libby before was talking about the volunteers. She goes, "You have an army here." We're very lucky, right? So our volunteers, our staff have all stepped up, and as they always do. But today they're all over the place. We had our friends from one of the Lions clubs selling 50/50, other volunteers, the bands, our sponsors. We couldn't do it without all of our sponsors, and so thank you to them. Whether they took a lane sign or they did a little bit more,
Yep.
we just really couldn't do it without all of that, which helps us raise the much needed funds to support the programs that we want to support.
Yeah.
Which is, we talk about that $20,000 mark that we raised last year, and I sure hope that we can beat that. If it's only by $1 this year.
Oh, we're definitely. It's going to be far surpassed.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Yes. I predict.
Oh,
Something tells me.
something tells you.
My spidey senses are tingling.
Your spidey senses.
They're tingling.
So the show. Ooh.
My spidey senses.
I don't know what's going on behind us, but I hear some feedback going.
Yeah.
George
yeah.
is struggling over there. So Johnny Fish and the Finns kicked off the show. Doc Holliday's up there now.
So
and then
good.
Who's next? Following Doc Holliday is Aftermath, American Cover Story, the Rab's favorite.
Yeah.
And Fast Forward is going to close out the event. We're here until 7 o'clock, providing live music and fun.
You know what's really makes this event a little extra special for us is that in several of the bands, the members are also members of the Rabs family. So they bowl here with us. They hang out here with us. So they have become like house favorites.
They
which
have,
is pretty cool.
and not only do some of them bowl, but they're in our lounge multiple
Right.
times a year.
Yeah.
And they're also, and when you reach out to some folks and they say yes without even asking it,
Right.
it's cool. And what we did this year, we're going to share some photos, but each of the bands had the opportunity to present a check, and we took a photo with the bands with the large $20,000 check for a visual representation of what we did last year. And we couldn't do it without them. I mean, they bring people here.
Yep.
They're providing this amazing entertainment all day long. And I don't know if we've talked about this the last time, but one of the things I really love about this event, forget about the mission, but the fact that we have some time to kind of relax. Where normally we run these events and they're 2-3 hours and it's bing, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're done. And today, because of the length and people,
Just the setup of it.
yeah, we're not rushing around to do things. And but it's also because of the support system that we have. And even somebody like Libby made the trip here to talk about BVL and do all the things that she does. But she went straight to work. She's like, "What can I do? What can I
Oh
do?"
yeah, she was all over it today
we
and
put it-
yesterday.
We put it to work in the office, which was cool. But again, that our sponsors and all of the supporters that are here. And so this year is something different. We introduced a guest host.
Yes, we did.
So who was bowling behind us? I think he's having
You
more.
might have caught a couple shots of him going behind us.
I think he's having more fun bowling than anything else. He's signing some autographs, taking photos. But this gentleman right here, Todd Pyro of Fox News. If you're watching, you know who he is. He's been with us all day, and we couldn't be more thankful to have you with us today, mingling, hosting our event, and being a part of it. So, Todd, first of all, welcome to the award-winning Live from Rabs with Nazareth and Frank.
Well, I thank you for having me and for dressing me today, because apparently we wore the same outfit. Jeans. Is yours Banana Republic?
No,
Where's your fancy pants?
I don't even know.
So, yeah, this is from the Fox News wardrobe department. They said, we need to give you a shirt that makes you look like every middle-aged man in America, and here it is. 45 years. I have my specs here. How sad is that? So that in case things get ugly toward the end of the day or middle of the
You
day,
gotta
or
have the
quite
glasses
frankly right now,
nearby.
I have the readers. But yeah, you were asking a serious question and I just destroyed it.
No, it's all good because you just called me a middle-aged man. That's a problem.
You're getting up there. I know what the number is. I'm
well,
not going to
he's
share it.
middle-aged if he expects to live to 63.
Wow, you did the math. That was impressive. That's
I'm
good.
just- Then he's right in the middle. I think we got a little higher number for you than that.
What are the people saying? They're saying, who is that guy? And why is he next to you? Is that the question? That's
It
the number one
is.
question you're getting?
So one of our friends, our super fans, Ann Hastings, you probably met her today. She's always watching. She's even tuned in while she's here
Yep.
with her husband, Joe.
She
They're
did.
having a good time.
And
She said, who the hell is that clown?
Morea Hastings. And come on.
She didn't.
And
Very
I
funny.
thought we had something. And I'm directing. Which camera am I looking at?
This one right here.
And
I don't know which one you're looking at.
and I thought we had a thing. And your words hurt. And all right, enough about Ann.
So Todd, we're happy that you're with us today.
I thank you for having me.
I tune in and watch you. And of late, I've been up really early, so I've had the opportunity to really watch you.
Is that because you're getting older and it's a prostate thing, or
No, maybe.
Okay.
That's kind of funny. That's a different story for another day.
Sure.
That's a topic. You know
I
what?
was
That's a
going to
topic
say that's
for a live rep. So if you know what you don't know, a lot of so we did these live streams during the pandemic, 7 days a week, and we cut it down to 5. And it was really the show, but we were the new Seinfeld, the show about nothing.
sure?
And that would be a topic. But anyway,
we'll put it on
so
the
you're
list.
here with us today. So as our MC. What's your connection truly to veterans, and why do you do what you do to support this community?
I mean, the connection with veterans is multifold. One, from a just straight up personal level, my grandfather, late grandfather, was a veteran. You heard me say it earlier. Yeah, he was one of Eisenhower's MPs during World War II. And this is being recorded, so I should probably not say, but I'll say what I said. It's a fact. Ike liked the ladies. And who amongst us doesn't? But, my grandfather was overseas for 4 years. And I think that has carved out in me a real desire to learn about World War II and World War II history and just the entire history around that time. But then it goes beyond that. Professionally, obviously, where I work, Fox News, and I think we do a really darn good job of making sure that people that otherwise aren't going to get that recognition. But then secondarily, that recognition leads to something. I mean, it's nice to have a few attaboys, but people need food, people need shelter, people need money to pay for things. And I think that's where Fox really does put its money where its mouth is. There's not a military holiday that we are not going to celebrate on our plaza. And then beyond that, whether it's Tunnel to Towers, which obviously covers the gamut of cops, firefighters, and military veterans, to Folds of Honor, which is an amazing organization that provides scholarships to the children of slain military service members. It's a beautiful thing. I don't mean to interrupt. Do I need to go play MC now?
You do shortly.
Okay.
But you do know that Tunnel to Towers is a Staten Island homegrown organization. Represented here today by some of our friends, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. I owe Frank an email and a text. Frank, you're getting that on Monday. But I just want to thank you for having me. I know I got to go do my job that you have me here for, but it's an honor. And anytime I do anything with the veterans, it's so great. I thank Fox for letting me do it. I thank you for doing it, organizing this thing. And, let's have some of these in every community in the country, because that's how we're going to help these people when our government has failed to help them. We need to drive that point home. Our government has done a horrible job helping the people who have done so much to allow us to have a government, to allow us to have a country. So
for years.
If you're watching this right now and you can spare a few shekels, please do so.
Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Todd. Have some fun.
Thank you.
He was having more fun bowling than anything.
I crushed it.
Go have some fun with he's going to be getting ready to introduce the next band, Aftermath. And along with introducing the next band, each band is really being introduced by one of the veterans that are here today.
Yes.
I lost count. Do you know how many veterans are hanging out with us today?
There have to be at least twice as many as last year. There's a lot.
There's a lot. And every time I turn around, you're thanking someone else for their service.
Yeah.
And all different levels. And there's a couple active military members with us today in our community, which is cool. And so one of the things today, we're continuing part of this tradition. We're going to have a visual presentation this afternoon where we call the place at attention and visualize who we stand for and who we remember and honor as we recognize these amazing people.
Yeah. Actually, all of everybody that's here in attendance has an opportunity to fill out one of these. And we're going to call everybody to attention and ask them to hold it up. And it's going to be a ceremony.
You can't forget. And so, I've never been to any of these events where somebody's not connected somehow to a veteran or the cause, right? Yeah. So in October, we host our annual Bowling Against Breast Cancer event, and our visual representation during that event is a light stick ceremony. And by the end of that, and before we even get to the end of it, everybody is standing because they have some sort of connection. Yeah. And today, if you talk to anybody that's here, there is a direct connection to our military veterans in some way, shape, or form. And of course, I'm sure that's why they're here. And if it's not them directly, a friend or a family member has that connection.
Yeah, and I think that is one of the things that makes Staten Island so kind of special. I mean, it's a wide range of people from different walks of life with so many different experiences, but yet so many shared experiences too. So
we talk about this community so much where people really we really are a small town in this big city, the small town, and within the small town, within the big city. And everybody knows somebody. Today, talking with, hey, wait, how is this?
How is that connection made? Yeah. Yep.
But no different than being in Manhattan and walking down the street and
Walking
running
in the
into
street
Todd.
and running into Todd.
It's amazing how
Same.
big the city is, and it's yet so
So
small.
small.
And you driving that home, which that's why people support all of the nonprofits and all the organizations here,
Absolutely.
fulfilling each one of their missions. And there's so many doing so many good things. And we just talked about one briefly, but the Steven Tiller Tunnel to Towers Foundation. I'm sure
Tremendous.
everybody knows what they do here, but I mean, they were out there building homes for active military and veterans that are in our community. And again, it spans outside of military to
Right. To
police,
first
fire,
responders, right.
yeah. And they do, every time I turn around, they're building another
And
home
you know, it's-
somewhere in this country.
It's funny because you see so many of those kind of organizations pop up after a time of need or a catastrophe or storm or something, but they kind of fade away from attention. But I think Tunnel to Towers has like doubled and tripled and quadrupled down. They've grown so much, even so much time past 9/11. So
And in our own
kudos
community
to them,
grown,
keeping
right? So
them. Yeah,
during Sandy, it's an organization that stepped up and helped people.
Yep.
And so, proud to support the work that they do and everybody else here. We talked a little bit about that at Fort Wadsworth, our active military service. So we have families that are somewhat reliant on needing food and goods to support their family. And you know, Todd made a great point, but it's kind of disgusting.
it's terrible to have active military need to have food assistance. It should not happen. It just should not happen.
And so, and Joe said it right. He wants to be you never want to be out of business, but that's the business you want to be
Right.
out of.
Put me out of business.
Please.
Absolutely.
That means we're doing the right thing. But we're so fortunate that we have all these different people that can do amazing things.
Yeah.
And there are lots of pantries here on Staten Island that fuel not just military, but anybody with any sort of insecurities. And it's wonderful that they do that work. And it's at the same time, it's
It's
sad that we
needed,
have to do that,
right?
but it's so important. Naz, when you walked in here this morning, what was going through your head?
Oh,
Other than not being prepared for walking.
not for that many. I don't know. You just want the day to go right. You want everything to be on time and covered and handled appropriately. But it always becomes to me about the overview of the day. In the short term, you worry about the details, but when you look back on the day, like right now, it's amazing. It's just amazing, the camaraderie amongst the people that are here. It's really, really nice, and the music is amazing.
Yeah, so you've gotten some inside looks at the event through the B-roll that's showing here in the before and during, but essentially you're walking in, whether you're coming in as a groupie, it's a $25 donation to walk in the door. I can't even talk to them. Get some pizza and soda, but you get to watch the live show here. You can bowl for a $50 donation. You get this awesome T-shirt that we showed off. Where our friend Justin Lefkowitz designed last year, and they're wearing them proudly. We're selling those for $20. We'll have them available until they're out, and then we'll have a new limited edition shirt next year. But you come in, and the stage is set up in the middle of the bowling center. You see right behind us, and in front of that stage is a VIP section. And so for $100, you get all of the above, and then you have the opportunity to come in and out of that area, and you've got a front row seat to the show.
Yes, to an amazing show. And it's pretty crowded right now.
It is. So these must be the band's groupie. So this one, Aftermath,
Yes.
must
Yeah,
have
I got it.
some folks that they dragged in to make sure they heard them. Because when you're in a band and you've got friends, I mean, they're all over the place. They follow you constantly,
Yes.
which is
yes.
awesome. And that's why
It goes along with being friend of a band.
you're a groupie. You're a groupie too. You know.
Groupie is a
Yeah.
different category.
I mean, I feel like you were stalking some of these bands this year too.
Oh, that's enough.
She was upset that Johnny Fish and the Finns might have been performing while we were live, and we had a little
Yeah, it was a
swap
little
today.
of it, yeah.
I hope nobody was upset by the little swap today, but they
it
had
worked
a
out
gig
for-
later today, and
Yes.
so we needed to get them in and out. So we did have that from what was published. But
Yes.
Nazareth.
Don't listen to it.
I am listening. So I was trying to see what Todd's talking about, but Todd's trying to rallying the troops to raise some funds. So, Naz, it's been a while since we've really done this.
It is. There's so many questions, Frank. So many possible rants that we can go on.
Can we keep it appropriate for today?
Yeah. No, well, this isn't a day for ranting.
I haven't had.
This is
I
a
really haven't had the opportunity to rant.
That's what I'm saying to you.
And,
It's kind of building up.
anybody that's watched us live, it knows any of those rants can turn into anything.
Well, you know,
else.
I do want to bring up one thing
Uh-huh.
that on the news this morning, I saw that Steve Cohen had sent out apology letters to all of the New York Mets season ticket holders for the
Did we get one?
trade deadline.
Fiasco.
I wasn't going to use that word. Fire sale. Although they insist it wasn't a fire sale. So we might have, but I haven't checked my email today, so I don't know. But that's
You really gonna get me upset now?
that's all. Not that I was.
I
Trying
was looking
to,
at my tickets
I
and
was
like,
trying to get you.
you're gonna get me. Actually,
riled
Janice Squash
up.
got me excited earlier because she was talking about going to a game, and I'm like, I don't want to go to a game right now. But I am. They're our
Yeah.
team, no matter what. You know, we're Mets fans,
No
and
matter
so
what.
the stadium's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my nephew
The
there.
food is great.
Very soon, he's gonna experience his first Major League Baseball game, and it's gonna be the Mets first. And I'm gonna turn him into a Met fan, I promise, because
Let's
his
hope.
father doesn't know anything about baseball and made him a Yankee fan. But
It's just where they naturally gravitate.
it's been hard to watch. It's been so.
It is
hard to
really.
watch. So we brought our guests in really, really fast today, but we are waiting. Our final guest of today is going to make his way down here at some point. He should. Is our event producer Georgie Zip. And you got to see him speak a little bit before, but he really needs to be commended. So this little idea that turned into this, we want something different. We need this. We need that. We don't know. We don't know what this is going to look like. And here,
Right.
here we are. But George is the event producer, so to speak. Organizes all of these bands, gets them excited, has collected some sponsorship money from a lot of our friends in business on Staten Island,
Yeah.
supporting what we're doing here through the Rab Wilkinson Foundation and the Bolus to Veterans Link. And BVL has been a great partner. And so Libby talked a little bit about before, and I challenge you to go to our website, make a contribution, but also read about the work that they're doing.
Yeah,
We'll-
find out about. They have some amazing programs.
Yeah, and this
Really?
latest partnership, this Mind VR, MYND VR, is allowing to provide these amazing opportunities for anybody, whether it's that needs assistance, that's in a home, that's in the hospital, to take them out of that hospital bed and navigate them anywhere around the world. And as I sat at Bowl Expo and put these glasses on, and they literally put me on a
roller coaster?
submarine.
No.
Well, they do that too, but they have a mix of all of these crazy experiences.
Yeah.
We walked through under the Eiffel Tower, and so being immobile and not having that opportunity to do so, you can provide this amazing experience to someone who's sitting there going through whatever it is they're going through.
Right.
And especially an aging population, which our veteran population is aging.
Yeah.
You have to be mindful of that, and so mindful. Got it?
I got it. I was right on that.
And
But also it's funny because I think it gives them an opportunity to experience that in a safe environment if they have safety concerns or maybe some PTSD. But, this gives them an opportunity to experience a world other than where they are presently physically in that safety. So I think that, it's great to finally be working on the mental health of our veterans too, because it's long overlooked.
And right now in today's society, it's not just our veterans that are with mental health.
No,
This is a serious issue. Shedding light on it, and there are multiple groups doing some fantastic work.
yes.
But partnering with our VA clinic here on Staten Island and the hospital in Brooklyn where our veterans do go, this VR is a 2-year program where we work together, a partnership, and being able to provide these experiences. And then how do you do that to follow? And what is it next that you can provide? What is it that they may need? And so we're calling on you and all of our supporters. Hey, there's a program that you believe that needs to be supported here in our community. You need to let us know. We'd love to do what we can to support. There are some individuals that have been supported through our efforts too. And, you know what? And you can't really talk about it, and you don't want to, but and they wouldn't want to talk about it
No.
either.
No,
And we're all way too proud for that. Yeah. Hey, George. George, welcome to the show. You're backwards, I think. The other ear. There you go. Whether you're left or right-handed.
let's see if I can
All
hear.
right. I got you.
We're good.
I can
We're
hear
on the
him.
ball. So, George, welcome to the set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Today's going pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah, I think it's going relatively smooth. You know, it's a nice feeling. It feels really great. You know?
awesome. And this event couldn't happen without you and the work that you've done. We've officially dubbed you the event producer.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good. It's something to add to my resume.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, we don't want any responsibility if anything goes wrong on that
That's
end.
correct. And until the music starts, I always freak out. I don't sleep at night the night before.
The stage looks fantastic. The band sound amazing.
Thank you.
It's funny. I caught a conversation where they certainly talked about their sets to make sure they don't duplicate songs.
Right?
You don't want to step on toes, but it's nice that they're friends and they all work together.
Yeah.
But that's also because of the relationships that you fostered between. And so bringing these, share a little bit about inviting these bands here to celebrate with us today.
Well, I definitely consider bands that don't leave me alone, that keep bothering me. And then, I check them out, and I feel they really have to really be good at what they do. And they do need to have a following, which is always added to our friends here. And we become close, and like I said, they call me 5-6 times, and I know they really want to play here. And then I hire them. So,
He's good. He wanted to come over and give you the high sign that I'm good.
Oh, okay.
That's
Thank you.
Ray came over and checked in on Nazareth, want to make sure that all is good. He's going to mingle and do his thing.
Yes, thank you.
yeah.
Listen to the music and
And he loves music. He's a music guy.
And another thing, I love the places that we work at. We've got Vinny and Maggie over there. They're with Big Nose Kate's. And all of the bands play there.
Yeah.
All right.
And they've got an amazing venue for our band.
Yes, they do. They got Trackside. We have Pastry Tavern, Doc Hennigan. These places are all great. They all offer us a place to really get it out of our system.
I have to say, I love to go visit Doc at the bar. But I love to go to a place where you sit at the bar and they give you your drink. You don't even have to ask for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad.
right.
Okay.
And all of our sponsors have been greatly supportive. We were talking about that before. And it really, again, that's a big part of what we do in collecting contributions to make this happen. This isn't just a bowl-a-thon. We put on a production here.
Right.
It's a concert.
Yeah.
It's a concert within a bowling venue and people bowling around the bands. And
Yeah.
it's nice that we were talking before how it's so nice to see that all of these lanes have been filled up today. And we're taking up some of the
Right.
the space here. But we started setting up yesterday and people yesterday, right? You're setting up. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Which is cool.
All came together. But look, if it wasn't for you two, really, this definitely would not happen. You two are.
But it's the team.
Right, as well as the people that work here. You have great people that work here. You got a great family venue. It's great to come down with the kids. You see infants with their parents as they bowl. It's really great. It's a nice atmosphere, and you don't get much of that anymore.
No, but you know what? In this place, we certainly do every day, and it's been fantastic to see where, after the pandemic, people are in and out and coming all the time and want to be together, and we just love it. But George, you have an affinity here. You believe in this cause and supporting our veterans, and talk a little bit about that.
All right.
I know this is a labor of love for you. That there is something. This is meaningful for you, and that's important.
Okay, about 8 years ago, I got called upon to do some events where I was providing video and audio. Didn't know what I was getting into. When the vets started coming in and I saw their injuries, it completely ripped my heart out. I literally turned my head and started crying
because it wasn't right. We send these poor people off to battle,
Yeah.
and they come home, and they don't get what they need from the government. We give more to people that shouldn't get it than we do to the people that deserve it. And the people that deserve it are the vets.
Yeah.
So I did a bunch of venues in Long Island at Battery Gardens, and the people you see on the ads on TV with Tunnel to Towers, I actually met those people. On Fox News, you got it was Jimmy Jones.
Joey Jones.
Joey Jones. I met him in Long Island a couple of times. Great people where their heads are at. My daughter's marrying a vet next year. He's done 2 tours of duty, one in as a Marine, one in Afghanistan and one in Iraq. Then he retired, but went and joined the Air Force, ended up at the airport
Oh wow.
as security, as a master sergeant as security back in Afghanistan.
Wow.
Now he's a New Rochelle detective. I asked him for some support. He sponsored a lane. He gave me his van.
Awesome.
And it was just a great feeling. And it's just really to help out the vets. It's really to make them smile in one way or another.
Right. Right. And to kind of help them feel that community around
And we
them.
love them.
That
And we
you
love
know
'em.
they don't have to do this by themselves, and you know, yeah, absolutely.
They're there to serve and protect us, and that's what they
Right
do.
now, it's our turn to take
Right.
care of them.
Exactly.
And the awesome thing about today, not only the bands and their fans and friends and family, some other local groups are here supporting us. We have a bunch of the Legion posts here.
Yes.
Our friend Anthony Averino, I think he threatened everybody to make sure they came out and support.
He's got a group for
He
sure.
does. And Dennis Constantino, the Staten Island Hogs, our friends from Rolling Thunder. And it's great to see them supporting the events that we all support what they do individually. They have some fantastic things. Just brief with Rolling Thunder, quick commercial. Saturday, September 23rd is the Staten Island Oktoberfest, where 5 Rotary clubs of Staten Island get together with Rolling Thunder and put on this amazing event. And 5,000
Yeah,
people,
it's great. That's
entertainment, beer, food, you name it. And all of that, those funds support local vets, and those specifically local vets who need assistance, whether it be to pay a mortgage, pay a bill, food and securities, whatever it might be. They are there, and we do that with that partnership with Rolling Thunder. So we're thankful for them for being here today too.
Yes, I agree.
So George, Aftermath is on. After Aftermath, we've got this. We're gonna do this salute. We're gonna stand up for our veterans. Before you know it, this event's gonna be over.
yeah,
know.
it's crazy.
I know.
7 o'clock is coming soon.
Yeah.
Last
It's
words.
kind of sad, right?
It is.
You work so hard and want everything. George is so invested here, with the groups that he brings in, the people he brings in, and it's like, oh man, I worked all that time, and now
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thank
start
the
working
people
on next
that
year.
I thank everybody that joined us, that sponsored us, that contribute to us for the vets.
Awesome. Thank you, George.
Thanks,
you.
George.
Thanks, man.
Anybody knows George? George has been ingrained in this family for 30 plus years. A dear friend of ours, and we go back to Bowling on the Green days when he was running karaoke contests with us. We talk about him, one of the original karaoke DJs here on Staten Island.
Yep.
He hosts
For
karaoke for us on Wednesdays and then on the weekends. And then, of course, this bringing live music into the lounge on a regular basis has been something that he's taken on a role and proud of what he does. And we love George. And he's
Great
awesome.
turnout for those events too.
And I think I said it before, but all of these bands have played at that bar, and they're great. We love them. They play great music. They sound great, and people. I mean, it's another night out. No reason you couldn't come to Rabs and have a drink and listen to some great music.
Live music.
Yeah. So today, as we kicked off, we had the FDNY ceremonial unit did a color guard presentation.
That was new this year, and it was a nice time.
It was. Somebody said, I'm going to cry, but you know what? It's that's what it's about. You have the emotional piece of all of this is so important to make sure people know, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're here for. But they were so proud. 2 of them are vets themselves that presented the colors today. Terry Tarangelo sang with us this morning, and dear friend of Staten Island. And then, we kicked it off with the Star Spangled Banner.
By
National Anthem.
Laura from Johnny Fish and the Fins.
And we had
Did a
goosebumps.
great job.
We had goosebumps from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So goosebumps are going to continue the rest of the
Yeah, they
afternoon
are.
here. Naz.
Frank.
But we want,
Imagine it's going to be a short time before we're back here without all this fancy equipment. But
yeah, we've got to
I don't think we can afford Todd.
every shot. No, we can't. But they've done a great job for us today, and we appreciate
Yes.
what they've done. And so, I lost my train of thought there. I had something good. I had something.
We're talking about
No.
it's gone.
It's gone. I was sort of spinning it back.
Oh,
And you know what? It's not important. But what we will do, hey, visit us, rabsway.org/bowl for vets.
you can
too.
make a donation at any time.
And if
right
you
there.
want to call us, you certainly can call and make a contribution. Stop by with a check, some cash, credit card, whatever it might
we
be.
take everything,
Any form of payment.
any form of payment.
Visit our website, rabsway.org, to learn a little bit more. You can make a contribution and support the efforts that we're supporting here today. And you don't need to step foot in the building, but you can, because we still have a few hours left.
Yeah, we do.
There's
Still
a-
some good band
There's
coming
a
up.
50-50 money raffle that's growing. There's raffles, and of course, all the entertainment, man.
Come on,
The only thing missing is Naz dancing on stage.
not yet. It's not yet.
It's coming, though. It's coming.
It might. I don't. We'll see how the evening wraps up.
But Naz, before we close this out, you got some last minute thoughts.
I'm already thinking forward to next year and what we can do to help make grow this event. But to be here today, and when you're surrounded by people who have a you're all here for the same reason. It's kind of compounds the feeling. So the energy is amazing here, and I am just happy to be a part of it. And thank our team who worked so hard today. They really, really did. Everybody was out there.
They're still working. That's not the cue to stop doing whatever it is you're doing, if you're listening. But
See, yes.
we're not done yet.
No.
They were all worried about the pizza before. Dina goes inside. She goes, "Oh my God, I don't need all that pizza." Arturo goes, "Yes, you do." And sure enough, it's all gone.
Yeah, of course.
Which is fantastic. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support. We're going to sign off here. We're going to stay live a few more minutes, catch a little bit of the action here. But you know what? This is awesome. Save the date, August 4th, 2024.
2024. Be here before you know it.
We'll be back here on the set. We might not be able to go live next year from the lanes if we have.
I'm hoping we're so full that we have to either move this whole thing somewhere else or
we're going to lose our backdrop, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. But we'd rather lose it so you can come and join us on the lanes and bowl with us.
Wow.
But mark your calendar. And if you haven't already, visit us at rabsway.org, make a contribution, and tune in a little bit longer, catch what's going on here. But we hope to see you on the lanes with us soon. Hey, Naz.
that was awesome.
We'll catch you guys later. Thank you.
Best years of my life was but I keep on where you left me flat. I don't care what that
We see you guys. We see you. Thank God for you guys. All right. Thank you. So right now I'm going to introduce the members of the band. I am Steve. I am one here. And I share this spot with a lovely lady with a very good voice, Mary. On the rhythm guitar, we got Pete. Pete. On drums, we got Dave. Or David. Killing it on the guitar, Anthony. In our bass guitar, we got Mike. And of course, on sound, we got Jeff. Jeff, what the hell are you having? Put your hand up over there. All right. This one's going out to all the vets. Not that all these songs today happen. You guys are some bad dudes. What's called bad company. We're always on the road. Destiny, oh, it's a rising sun. I was born with the shotgun in my hand. I chose the gun to make my final stand. Why they call you? Come on. Somebody freaking scream! That's why we call you. This one was out to my Uncle William. He lost his life at a very young age. I'm a kid with Right now, they're going to just keep it to yourself. You don't have to request. You just have to all right. Let's get over with. Look up to the sound of pouring rain. Wind whistle after you go. Old tears cry, they call my name. Like you did me, I can't do. Paint a picture of the trees on fire. Love would blind you and make me see. I said right down into your eyes. Just for you would never be. Somewhere you would never be. Remember yesterday, walking hand in hand. So very secret, I remember you. No secret time. Every day, I wanna be said. I wish I would be like this. You said you know me without a sound. I said I can't find out what you want here. Let go your heart, God, remember yesterday, walking hand in hand, so pretty to say. Wash away the eyes that look you. Never to take you away. Don't you always make my dreams come true. So you know, want to hear it? Everybody know what's on it.
necessarily as ingrained in the human spirit, the American spirit, as it should be, as it once was. But it's also a function of when people come home from service, they're not joining in the numbers that they did back in the day. So to Tony's point, if you can, if you have the time, if you have the $40, I know Legion posts around our nation would be extremely thankful. This is your time. I don't want to take it from you while these fine folks behind me set up. What is an event like this where you see your community coming together mean?
Something that's very important because as a veteran, I'm very lucky to be where I am today. But there are so many veterans that aren't able to even come here or taking something like this. That's what it's all about, giving back to them who are less fortunate than the rest of us. And that's why I come to these events.
I'm going to raise it again. You can clap for that. We got time. Clap away. You always have time to clap for a veteran. We're not in a rush. I come at this from the perspective of looking at what we do for our brave men and women when they come home. And I just lost my uncle this past May. Not an old guy, early 70s, passed away. And the rigmarole that he had with the VA, I know that's a story that is common to so many. And I'm thinking to myself, it's pretty easy for me to go to the doctor, relatively speaking. And fortunately for him, he was able to go to the doctor not through the VA because, he had a business and he was able to afford a little bit of slice of the American dream. But if he just went solely through the VA, he would have been, I don't mean to say this, but he would have been dead years sooner. And so as a common person, as somebody who's not in the military, I don't understand why we don't treat the individuals who provide for our freedom better than we treat, I don't know, not to get too political, but people who aren't from our country. It doesn't make any sense.
That is so true, and we see it every day. I don't go to the VA myself. Like you, I have my own insurance and everything. But they are lacking in so many areas in the VA now, even to help the veterans that go there. Area of the PTSD, they're lacking the help that they have to support these people. That's what's happening today. Can we change that? Yeah, we can change that. We change it by numbers, by going to your congressmen, your senators, say, look, we have to change the situation to help these people out. And with that, really, I want to be able to give a shout out. Can I give a shout out?
You can do what you want.
I want to give a shout out to my Staten Island Harley Owners Group, 3940. Thanking them for coming down today to help us support this fine event. And for Rolling Thunder, wherever they are, they're back there someplace. I saw them earlier. But we're more than just about riding motorcycles. We're more about community service and things that go on in the community. Is one thing that really means a lot to us.
All right. No, I think he wants to sort of work some stuff out. So he doesn't need me standing up here while he works it out. We'll finish before you go. I want you to introduce them, give them time to do their thing, and then they'll begin. These are the great American cover story.
All right, I want to, everybody, put your hands together for the great American cover story.
Thank you.
Okay, while I have your attention, I want to do a shout out going out to Big Nose Cakes. You have Trackside, you have Bay Street Tavern, you have Ralph's Country Lanes. You got Ralph's Place. That's where you can see these bands throughout Staten Island. So always check your listings. You seem to like somebody, make sure you look at the papers, go online, see who's playing where. They were all great in sponsoring and helping us raise funds for the vets.